Okay, so today's story is honestly something super weird and I never want to do again. I know a lot of guys think this is cool, but in my mind, I think it's really weird. But before I get into the story, make sure you guys do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, if you want to watch me live, do some crazy stuff like gambling or telling crazy stories like this live, make sure you guys follow the Kick channel, kick.com/Bubba. If you do, I'll see you there. Anyways, let's jump straight into this insane story. Yo, what is going on, you guys? My name's Bubba and welcome to a brand new insane story. So today's story takes place back when I was in high school. Now, back when I was in high school, I had this blue car that I loved. It was called a Toyota Celica GT and it was honestly amazing. A lot of girls actually really liked my car because it was a two-door car and a lot of girls thought it was a sports car, so it was like a win-win scenario. But I remember there was one girl that I was talking to online. She was an amazing girl and honestly, I was more interested in her than anything. Like, no joke, I really wanted her to be my girl. And I remember one day she ended up messaging me saying, "Hey Bubba, I'm coming down to like Vancouver. Like, do you want to come pick me up from the airport? We can hang out." Yeah, is what I said, because obviously getting to meet this girl for the first time was going to be awesome. Now, from what I knew about this girl was a really smart girl. She was very innocent and at the same time, a genuinely good person. So that was already like my picture of her that I already had. But let's just say when I went to go pick her up on Friday and got her from the airport, I remember I ended up waiting for her and I saw her. Now, she looked innocent. She was wearing a short skirt, she was wearing a nice top, and she was a really innocent girl. But when I started talking to her and I walked up to her, she was really excited. She was like, "OMG, Bubba, it's so good to see you." "Oh, hey, it's good to see you as well," is what I told her. Trying to play it cool, even though I was really excited, because obviously, you know, as guys, we gotta play it cool, right? Anyways, me and her, we were talking, we were walking to my car, and when she saw my car, she loved it. She loved how it was a two-seater, and she loved how basically it was a really nice car. And I remember when we got in my car, we ended up heading on the way back to my place. We went straight to my place because she kept like talking to me and stuff and how she wanted to see, you know, the life of, you know, me basically. Which, I mean, to be honest, back when I was in high school, it wasn't that interesting, but I guess to her it was. Going on though, I remember as we were driving back to my place though, it was like an hour drive. And I remember we had quite a while to drive through. So I remember I told her, "Hey, like, do you want to like maybe like go get some food before we get back to my place?" Because as much as I wanted to, you know, basically bring her home and just do the devil's tango, obviously I actually like this girl and I want to, you know, get to know her more. She ended up saying, "Oh yeah, sure. Like, what are you thinking? McDonald's? You want to eat McDonald's for our first date?" is what I told her. She ended up laughing and she said, "Oh, okay, so now this is a date." And then that's when she had the idea to go to a fancy restaurant. We ended up driving to the restaurant and I ended up paying for the meal and we ended up talking about life and how, you know, one day she wanted to become like a big celebrity, which was also my dream, but in a different way, I guess. I don't know. To be honest, my dream was always to become a YouTuber. So the fact that you guys are watching this video right now seriously means a lot. And press the like button, please. Just do it. It takes 2 seconds. Don't be a loser. Okay, thank you. Anyways, going on. I remember basically from there, she was telling me how, like, you know, she wanted to become a big time actress and stuff. And I told her how I wanted to be a person on the internet being popular. I don't know. Back then, the only popular YouTubers were like Jacksepticeye, PewDiePie, Smosh. You know, it was a whole different time and era. Okay. Going on from there though, I remember I was talking to her and basically one thing I realized about her was that she started telling me a bit more things about herself. And I'm not gonna lie to you when I say this, she went from being really innocent to being, well, more of a menace than me. And that's saying a lot. Because remember, guys, back when I was in high school, I was an absolute F-boy. Like, no joke. I would always do the devil's tango with any chick I saw. I didn't have standards. That's one of the reasons why my body count's like 134. But going on, I remember afterwards, she ended up telling me how, like, you know, she's done like 3 guys at once and how many devil's tango experiences she had. And at the time, she had more than me. Reminder, when I graduated high school, my body count was already 62. So you can already imagine like her already being higher than mine when we were only in grade 11. Yeah, kind of crazy. So I guess in a way, my whole idea of her being innocent and, you know, totally different was, well, I guess different was the best way to put it. So I remember afterwards, I ended up saying, "Okay, well, you know what? Let's just head back to my place." Because either way, I was still going to do the devil's tango with her. We ended up going back to my car. I ended up, you know, letting her sit in the passenger seat and she ended up calling herself a passenger princess. Really weird, but I mean, I guess she was right in some way, other than she was definitely not royalty after what she told me. Like, who does it with 4 guys at once? Like, ew. Going on on though. I remember from there, we ended up sitting in my car and we started heading over back to my place. We still had like another 20 minutes to drive. And I remember for some reason, this girl kept asking me questions about my Devil's Tango experiences. So in a way, same way I tell you guys, I just told her basic stories about my life and all the times I've done it. She ended up basically getting really, I guess, turned on by it to the point where she ended up saying, oh, like, can you please do that to me? What, do you in the McDonald's bathroom is what I told her. And then she ended up just getting really in the mood, and it got to the point where she couldn't handle it. She was like really in the mood. It got to the point where she looked at me and said, Baba, do you want these? And she ended up taking out her cherries while I was driving. Now, I'm gonna say this right now. Texting while driving is illegal. So is being under the influence and driving. But having a girl basically not wearing anything beside you while you're driving, I don't know if that's in the law or not, but I wasn't complaining. I was enjoying the view, kind of like weirded out. And then I remember I said, okay, listen, can we just save it for back when I get to my place? And then that's when she said, I really want to see it, Baba. What? And then from there, she ended up unbuckling my pants and she went at it as I was driving. Now, I'm telling you one thing right now. It's really distracting when you have a girl's head right beside your steering wheel as you're trying to do a left turn. Like, no joke. It was really weird. And it got to the point where I remember as I was driving, like, no joke, there was a person beside me that literally saw what I was doing and saw that the girl was like, you know, basically bobbing her head up and down. And she like, they were really confused. I don't even know how to explain it. I'm stuttering because it was so weird. And it got to the point where I'm not gonna lie, I ended up kind of freaking out and I parked the car and I just let her do her thing. Because there was no way I was gonna drive another 10 minutes with this girl doing that on me. Like, no way it was possible. I remember after like 10 minutes though, she ended up basically finishing and I ended up finishing. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yes, I did do the Devil's Cream. As much as it's weird to say it, it's true. And then right afterwards, we ended up going back to my place and we just went straight to the bedroom and did the Devil's Tango because she couldn't handle herself. She wanted it that bad. Like, what can I say? Anyways, that is basically it for today's story. Make sure you guys do leave a like and subscribe to the channel and watch me live on Kick. And like I always say, fall for more embarrassing stories. All right, peace out, guys.